Well, happy Monday, everybody,
What's up, y'all?
and welcome in.
Oh snap! Who is this character up underneath here? Hang on, let me reposition and see if it changes.
We
Nope,
need
it's still the same.
we need to see what people are going to say, because I know if Mike and Rihanna are in the chat, they're going to say something about the hoodie that Scott is wearing.
Yep.
I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good weekend. It was real peaceful.
It was relaxing.
Yeah, it was very peaceful.
Yep.
You know, it's like the kids were taken over by aliens or something because they didn't do anything.
Yep.
But you have Eddie from Lugo Studio, and he's going to tell you about I don't know which secret is better, because he's got one in 2025 that will blow your mind.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. I'm totally confused. You know, we're on the 2.0, but that one in 25, man, that's the itinerary.
Yeah, it is.
And you have, I guess, Scott must be in Alaska or the Arctic.
I don't know. He just went to Brooklyn, and it looks like he adopted some of the culture and took it with him onto the ship. So you got Mr. Assassin's Creed up here aboard the Meraviglia. And tell me, are you at Porter Underway right now?
We are currently anchored in Newport, Rhode Island. It's a tender port, and we are here with Norwegian Escape, and both ships are using their lifeboats, tenders.
And I didn't know Rhode Island had a port that you could go to. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Newport's a small little, quaint. I have actually never been to Newport. I've been to Rhode Island before, different places in Rhode Island, but I've never been to Newport. And I'm not going to be to Newport today either because it is cold and rainy. We have a 95% chance of heavy rain. So, and we're only here till 2 p.m. today, so we are staying on board.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good day to just relax.
Well, good morning, everybody. We are your morning team. This is Go Live Together. We thank you for tuning in, especially on the replay. If you are here for the replay, please type in the word #replay in the comments section. That way we'll know that you were here. But for those that are here right now, good morning and welcome in. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday.
Yes.
That's right. And it's nothing like being on a cruise on a Monday.
Tell me about it. And let's see, already in the chat, we have our reinforcements from the north with butter toast. And that would be Mike and Rihanna's.
Reinforcements have arrived from the north.
Good morning. Next up in the chat is Traveling with Tinkerbell. Good morning.
Good morning. I feel much better today than yesterday. Even though I went to church yesterday, I was still coughing at your with a mask on.
Next up in the chat is the muster drill.
Yes.
Where? I love that guy.
He's up top with a hoodie.
Controversial Cruising has made it in. Good morning.
What's up?
Good morning, Scott.
Bone Tired Travelers have made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
I get the feeling someone is watching us.
Oh, snap. Speaking of people watching you, it looks like we got somebody else who is cruising with you on the Meraviglia. You might want to check her out. Elizabeth has made it into the chat. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, babe.
It was cute.
Yeah, go search out this Elizabeth.
Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
Oh, yes.
Oh, snap. The Z Show Cruise Fund has made it in with the infamous Good Morning Content Creators.
How many days
What's up?
until the Jubilee?
Yeah. Give us a cruise countdown on the Jubilee, Z. And we got a cruise countdown right here coming in from Scott McNeil. First of all, good morning and welcome in. It says 34 days till the booze cruise.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah, baby.
And we got 3 pineapples. Thank you for those pineapples. And yep, Mike and Rihanna's Adventures came in with a new movie title. Instead of Boys in the Hood, it could be Scott in the Hoodie.
Yeah, Scott in the Hoodie.
I don't know if that's going to take off. Copyright pending.
Yep. Scott in the heated battery powered hoodie.
Correct. Yeah, get that right. Get that right. Bone Tire Traveler says Scott must be freezing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cold here. Pretty cold this morning.
Midlife Travels has made it in. Good morning.
Oh,
Good
God,
morning.
And you know, for our Alaska cruise, I'm probably going to do the same thing, Scott. So don't feel bad. Anytime it drops below 65, I got a hoodie on as well because we're used to 90 degrees like all day, every day.
I mean, it got down into the 40s last night. Plus, we were at sea, right?
Oh, wow.
It was it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal.
All that wind. Journeys with June and Brady have made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kathy Mills has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Welcome.
Mike and Rihanna says Scott the Gangster from NYC. Hey,
yes.
Man, we're coming up with some good titles here.
I mean, listen, my Brooklyn like wore off on my wife like right away. She was like, by the way, I'm going down to the bodega. And I was like, you mean the store?
Yeah, the bodega.
Bodega.
The bodega.
Yes. Bodega.
Yes, you got to get that right. Or the market.
The market.
More appropriately, the market. See, in mid-Manhattan, it's the market. Over there where you guys were, bodega.
And then I love the Amish. You know,
the Amish market was cool.
I was telling Beth, you know, I like the Amish market. I wrote it in there in the chat. You know, because I love the Amish market. It made me feel like, man, I better eat something healthy.
Yep. It will inspire you to do better.
Mike, I was not able to turn the thermostat up to a Scott appropriate level because Elizabeth is laying over here just off camera.
Yep. She's over there.
I'd be swimming home right now if I did that.
Right.
Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, See Me Traveling has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Cruising with Keith is in the house. Good morning.
What's up?
Elizabeth says, we've had enough rain during our travels on Saturday and Sunday.
It rained real bad.
Yes. I mean, especially when we got to New York City, it was really bad. Now, we had a smooth process. Like, we had a really smooth train ride. Really, you know, everything was great. People were just really amazingly friendly. Our Uber driver from Penn Station over to Brooklyn, he was really great, really amazing. Even when we got to Brooklyn, because it was pouring down rain, he kind of backed up onto the sidewalk and backed all the way down the sidewalk to the actual entrance of our hotel. He was amazing, so that we had to be in the rain less and stuff because it was really coming down. It was coming down, right? So it was just a really great process. The hotel friendly, everything was friendly. The Uber driver over to the ship was friendly. I mean, everything was just great. I don't want to spoil it quite yet, but I mean, we just had a really good process so far. The only bad side of it, I think, I'm just dealing with the atypical modern day cruiser who just you know, I guess has this mindset that they're the only ones on the ship and that they don't have to be respectful of anybody else. So you seem to have I seem to have those people on every cruise. It's definitely since the restart. Way more since the restart, or maybe I'm more conscious of it since the restart. But other than that, it's been a great experience so far. So.
That's good because, you know, that's one thing that makes a cruise like, why are you being mean? Yep. We're all on vacation.
Right.
We're not going to a place. We're all going to be here for X amount of days. You know, I don't know. I just don't like mean people on vacation. It's like, why did you come on vacation?
Right.
Well, and like this is my third time on MSC, and my third time on Maravilla. But this is my wife's first time on MSC, and so far I haven't heard. I've been pleasantly surprised. I was really expecting to hear more complaints, but it is a 7-day cruise, so is young.
Mhm.
Yep. And I do have something to say about MSC.
I can't wait till I go on it.
We were in Puerto Rico, and we were parked next to the seascape.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a real big beef with Carnival because of this. Okay. MSC had 4 gangways leading on and off the ship. 4. Everybody that cruises Carnival knows that you only have 2 gangways on and off the ship. I was thoroughly impressed with MSC for having more ways to get on and off the ship. I mean, it's as simple as that for me. I like the simple things. Why have a line when you don't have to?
Yeah.
Why have a line?
I mean, that's why. I mean, I have said that. I've said it plenty of times here too on the show and stuff too. I am rapidly falling in love with MSC. I'm really starting to like it. I mean, I'm not saying that they're perfect. I'm not saying they don't have some things I could complain about, but overall, I am not upset with MSC at all. I think they are really great job. So I get a little upset with people that say I went on MSC and I wanted it to be more like. I mean, listen, everybody has their own thing to do, right? People are allowed to have whatever cruise experience they want.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, in my opinion, if you're not looking for something new, if you're not looking for something fresh, something different, then you go back on Carnival, right?
Okay, tell me this. How is the muster drill on MSC?
So if I had to complain about something so far, it's probably the one thing I don't like. They absolutely positively make everybody go back to their room and watch the safety briefing on the TV. And then as soon as the safety briefing is over on the TV, you're instructed on the TV to dial on your phone. You do 1. You get a recording that says that your response has been recorded. And then you are instructed to head down by deck to your muster station, scan, and then you're good. The elevators do not operate, so you absolutely have to take the stairs and both headed down and back. So we're on deck 12. We had to go down to deck 7 and then down the steps and then had to go back to deck 12 afterwards. So that part of it is probably a little bit, not as great as the new mustard kind of process that they have on Royal Caribbean, but it's not so at least you don't have to bring your life jacket or assemble and stand out on deck or whatever with a bunch of people like you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was concerned about. Do you have to?
No, you don't. You just watch the thing on the TV, you head down there, you scan your card, and you're done.
Okay.
We just got our first member. Midlife Travels is our first member. Thank you guys so much.
Yes. So what are you gonna do, honey bun?
I don't know. I
did your
dance.
Member.
Sing your song.
Get up and dance.
Wait, I gotta get my props. Hang on. You're a new member. I will do my best to always remember that we got a new member. Pow, 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 pow. There we go. That's about the best I got. Yes, thank you so much.
Oh my god.
You got a 20%.
I gotta be silly. Will G, good morning and welcome in.
Good morning.
Welcome, Midlife.
Nettie and JT have made it in. Good morning.
All the way from
What's
Chi-Town.
up?
How cold is it in Chicago? Is it cold enough for a hoodie? I want to know.
Well, if all fails, okay, Scott, you could always do what Traveling with Tinkerbell says and get you some butter toast. This solves a lot of problems. It really does.
It's a comfort food.
It's a comfort food.
Yep.
You can warm up by eating butter toast, and we stand by that.
Wait a minute. What does Beth call it? I want to know what Beth called it.
That's a good question.
Because Haven calls it butter toast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so what does Beth call it?
And don't look now, but House of X Entertainment Inc. has made it into the chat. Good morning.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
That's right. That's right. Welcome to the party, the butter toast party.
Yes, we're gonna have butter toast.
Word.
I did.
We've been having butter toast ever since you said it.
Yep. Oh, the Z Show Cruise Funds says breaking news: the greatest cruise ship of all time, the Carnival Jubilee, is paid in full. Let's give them a ship. Let's give them a ship
Texas.
for that
Where's
one.
our ship?
Right there, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It's in your face. That's where it is.
Oh, in your face, not on my
Yep.
face.
It's in your face. Scratch a PPA has made it in. Hello, welcome in.
Good morning.
Hi.
And he's been doing a lot of scratching. Has been doing a lot of scratching
Mm-hmm.
on lotto tickets.
Yep, and he hit a big win the other day. Cruising with Keith asked you a question, Scott. Which port do you like better, Manhattan or Brooklyn?
Oh, good question.
I kind of liked Brooklyn.
Good answer.
I thought, first of all, I think the facility, like the building itself, right, is definitely bigger. Substantially bigger. The process, I think, was way smoother. When I was on Venezia a couple of weeks ago, that process was a little better than Carnival Magic the previous year. But not by much. So again, like useless. I have this saying: useless things get stuck in my brain. So I, for some reason, seem to remember the faces of these people who work for this company that run the Manhattan Cruise Terminal and the Norfolk, Virginia Cruise Terminal, the same company,
wow.
and they're the same people. And they SUX at it.
Yep. Najuma Brown has made it in. Good morning.
And if
Good morning.
if you don't know what Scott is talking about, go over to his channel, watch the Norfolk.
Yeah.
Vlog.
Yeah, Carnival Magic Norfolk.
Yeah. And you will see what he's talking about. It's worth it's before you go out of that port, it's worth a look. You know, it's deterred us from even going to Norfolk.
And the Z Show Cruise Fund says 88 days until I start my vacation on the greatest cruise of all time, the Carnival Jubilee, December 23rd, from the great state of
Texas.
That's right. And let's see, Elizabeth says lunch was good, but dinner in the buffet was underwhelming last night. There was lacking.
I mean, everything was very good. It just didn't appeal to our personal taste. But there was nothing about it that that you really just, thought, ugh. Or that it didn't sound good or didn't look good or anything like that. I mean, I tell you, I don't eat a whole lot, right? But I practically starved on Venezia. Like, I am so disappointed in Carnival and the massive shortcuts and just the poor quality of things on there. Like, honestly, I tried Guy's Burgers twice on Venezia, and in both instances, it was absolutely, in my opinion, of course, absolutely inedible. It was that terrible.
Okay. Let me
I
explain
just
to
did
you.
not like it.
I don't like Guy's Burgers either.
Nope.
And I mean, I don't. I've tried it.
I mean, Carnival has done some really kind of slick, switching around of things. Like, for instance, Guy's doesn't come on a brioche bun anymore. And that really does affect the flavor, in my opinion. There's a reason why a higher end burger comes on a brioche bun, because it really does add a lot to the burger. The burger itself, just not a good quality. The pizza this time around, just, I don't know, lacking in some way, on Carnival. The chicken what was Tomadoros on there, but really Blue Iguana, the Blue Iguana Cantina or whatever it is. Or anyway, the chicken was just not like, it was seasoned, but it just didn't seem like it had a lot of flavor and stuff like that or whatever. I spoke with lots of people on Venezia, and they all agreed with me. They all, kind of said that they have seen a significant reduction in the quality of food. I mean, again, it's different strokes for different folks, but for me, I am extremely disappointed in Carnival, and I just do not see, I don't see it changing. And it's definitely going to affect whether or not I take any more Carnival cruises in the near term. So
Elizabeth says, I agree with Scott. Their muster drill could use some work.
Okay.
yeah,
Talking about
yeah.
MSC. Follow the Bradley's Fun has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ocean to Ocean Travel is driving and listening. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
What are you reading?
CME Traveling. It says the muster drill. I look for cameras on the ship, so where there's not any, and run into the rude, aka jerk, tell them a kind word or so. Yep.
Yeah, this woman was blocking the coffee today, and she was talking to a woman who was like using the machine next to the coffee dispensers or whatever. And I said to her, I said, "Excuse me, are you getting coffee?" There's two people behind me. I said, "Excuse me, you getting coffee?" And she didn't even acknowledge us. And then a moment later, she threw her head over and she's like, "I'm having a conversation." And the woman behind me used the F word and said, "We're trying to insert a word, get some coffee."
Yeah.
And then she eventually slowly moved out of our way. And I'm just like, yeah, you really need patience for people like that.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Nettie and JT coming in with a weather report. It is storming and 62 degrees right now.
Oh, that feels good.
I know, right?
Obviously.
Baby would be out in it like on the Notebook.
Yes, I would. Y'all just don't know. I love the rain and I love the cold.
Yes. It is awesome, but whenever the wind starts cutting through, whew.
Yeah, the wind.
Oh, snap. We're under 400 days, 399 days to the greatest cruise of all time, The Secret Booze Cruise 2.0 out of the greatest state of Florida.
Yes, I can't wait to 2.0 Booze Cruise. I mean,
And
I don't think I would be able to sleep.
Yep. Okay. Journeys with June and Brady says, Scott, what's the best meal you had on the Venezia? Yep. I think we got him frozen.
French fries.
French fries. Okay, well that'll work.
Seriously, like honestly, I mean, I know that I know it sounds ridiculous maybe, but I'm telling you, the food on Carnival, especially on that ship I was on, and again, it's not just me. I spoke with a bunch of people. I make it a point as a vlogger to go up and ask people, talk to them, identify who I am and what I do, and ask them if they would be willing to, talk about their experience with me. I have yet to have somebody who said no. Everybody is always willing to share their experience with me. And if it wasn't a complaint about the ship design or the ship layout or this or that or whatever, every single person I talked to included a complaint about how poor quality food they felt they were getting on that ship. And I'm telling you, I don't.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yep. And let's see, we have a ship in today here in Galveston. This is our current situation. And you can see, I'm glad that they have the camera pulled back a little bit so you can see some of that $53 million being spent right there. They have cranes on barges working from the water and working on that main port right over here.
Getting ready for the Jubilee.
Yeah, getting ready for the Jubilee. So, and the look like the side panel of the terminal is open over here
Yeah,
on the
Scott
left-hand side of
talked
your
about
screen.
this. Scott talked about this last week on the show about all the money that Galveston is putting into the new port because of the Jubilee.
$53 million. I hope they have
53 million, yeah.
I hope they have AC at the end of this whole thing, because that's important to me. If you are in town about ready to board the Breeze, which you should be, you're waking up to 83 degrees. And if you're boarding the Carnival Breeze this afternoon, your sail away forecast is going to be 88 degrees with 64% humidity and cloudy. Now, what our bot told us this morning is we're supposed to have 70% chance of rain, which means widespread down here. But just like somebody just now said in the chat, I'll believe it when I see it. It's kind of like one of those situations because we have to watch Houston news. We don't have a weather station here in Galveston.
We don't even have a news station.
No, we don't. So according to the Houston news, the coastline is supposed to get some rain today.
And that's us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't mind, I'd like to segue into a quick pair of Newport. And we can move on from whatever, but
look, I'm sitting up so I can see.
Yeah.
So I shot this around an hour ago.
It looks cold.
It is cold. It's just cold and rainy and yucky and windy
But it's okay because you're on a cruise.
Did you guys go up underneath that bridge on the way in?
I don't. I doubt it. Probably not. You're about to see the Norwegian Escape here coming into frame. And then I have a pan of Maravila's. Yeah, I have a pan of Maravila's pool deck from this morning. Coming up now.
That's a beautiful shoot.
It is. Maravilla is an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful ship. So the next time I'm on her, she will be sailing to warmer climate.
That's the travel agent cruise?
No.
Oh,
yeah, that will be November 19th.
November.
Yep.
Going to Nassau.
So I'll actually be on Maravilla 3 more times. I'll be on the November 19th sailing with some other travel agents and / vloggers. I'll also be on Maravilla in January for an 11-day cruise to Costa Maya and Cozumel, Mexico from Brooklyn, New York. And I'll be back on Maravilla a week after that cruise with my wife while we experience the yacht club sailing down to the Bahamas.
Nice. Mike and Rana says it's 46 degrees and cloudy here this morning.
I love that weather.
Journeys with June and Brady says sunny and 65 here right now.
Nice.
And this is an alarm going off for some reason.
Your son did that.
I don't know. Oh, snap.
Another membership.
Wait, hold on. We're going to have a meeting of the minds.
Oh.
We're going to have a meeting of the minds. Thank you for the membership. Thank you for the membership. We will always remember you, member.
Thank you.
The thing is that he grows pineapple.
That is so pathetic. I got to get busy, man. I really do. I gotta create something.
Eddie has that. Super chat.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming all strong like that, because I'm a Southerner. I have to put a Southern twist on it. So like I'm trying to think of something, but to be it's in beta. Canadian Family Life has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning.
And Mike Arana says we are supposed to get snow here.
Oh wow!
Next week.
Not ready for that.
That is sad right there. Oh my God.
I want to see Scott do the shoveling of the snow when it comes.
Hey, that's vloggable.
Yes.
That is vloggable material right there, Scott.
Go live.
Yes.
I don't have to
Do
do
like
that anymore.
do like Bamanola Lawn Adventures instead. Make it Scott's Snow Adventures or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Hey, if Bamanola can do it, y'all can do it with the snow. I'm just saying. That's vlog.
Sure.
That's a vlog idea. Let's see. Journeys with June and Brady have a question. Those of you who have been on the MSC, do you loyalty match if your status is higher on another cruise line?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer
So
is yes.
yeah, so we matched to we matched from Royal Caribbean to gold on MSC. We are only 5 days away from the next level on Royal Caribbean, but when I look at the chart, it wouldn't have gotten us anything better on gold. I mean, on MSC, it still would have gotten us gold. So we matched to gold. However, I have been sailing since I matched to gold on MSC, and of course, with these upcoming MSC cruises, I believe by the time I get to my January cruise, definitely my February cruise on MSC, I will be earned my way up to MSC's highest status, the Black or Diamond.
Right.
So yeah, and as long as I sail every 36 months, I get to keep it.
Oh yeah, that will be probably easy because we're going to do MSC as well.
And speaking of cruise news, it is now time for us to bring you the cruise and travel industry news.
Another Carnival cruise without loyalty benefit. For the second time in just a few days, Carnival Cruise Lines has reached out to guests booked on an upcoming sailing to notify them that the popular loyalty benefits for top-tier returning passengers will not be available. The impacted sailing is the September 29th Carnival Venezia departure, and while it is a longer sailing, it is not quite so momentous as other cruises where these can not be accommodated. Why does this keep happening on board Carnival Cruise Lines, and what might be done to preserve loyalty status on more sailings? Returning Carnival guests who have achieved Diamond or Platinum level in the Carnival VIFP program will not be getting all their benefits aboard the September 29th sailing on Carnival Venezia. A 15-night Southern Caribbean itinerary is a round-trip Carnival's Journey cruise scheduled to call in Grand Turk, Aruba, Curacao, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Martin, and St. Thomas before returning to New York on October 14th. A cruise line's most loyal guests booked on that cruise, however, have been notified that not all their benefits will be offered on the sailing. Due to a high number of Diamond and Platinum guests joining us for this voyage, we will not be able to provide priority embarkation or debarkation, including at any of the ports of call. Furthermore, the email also noted that due to capacity limitations, Diamond guests would not be guaranteed main dining room seating time requests for dinner. The operational changes is consistent with other Carnival Journeys cruises where we have a very large number of Diamond and Platinum guests. In order to reach the Platinum VIFP status, a cruiser must be sailing with Carnival a minimum of 75 nights. To reach Diamond, a guest must sail with the cruise line at least 200 nights. Priority debarkation benefits are some of the most sought after loyalty program, but they are not the only benefits that most experienced cruisers receive. Other benefits include loyalty gifts, casino free play, and special lines at guest services remain intact for the sailing. Benefits are not available on all cruises. However, when necessary, Carnival Cruise Lines does remove benefits from individual sailings if those benefits cannot be accommodated in a timely and efficient way.
And that's the way the news goes.
Wow.
That's not good.
No, definitely not.
No.
And I just I know that priority debarkation we will not be taking part of going forward on Carnival, because that was terrible. Sitting all in that little bitty room with people coughing behind my head. I just knew I was going to be sick. I knew it in that moment.
Yeah.
Another real quick news story is Brightline officially launched passenger rail service between Orlando and Miami on September 22nd. The first train, Bright Pink, arrived in Orlando at 11:05 a.m. and was greeted by more than 500 elected officials, business leaders, community partners, and company leaders from across the state. The celebration put an exclamation point on the boldest private infrastructure project in the nation and marks the revitalization of Henry Flagler's original vision for the Florida East Coast Railway. A decade making, Brightline's launch is poised to reinvent train travel in America and offers a blueprint to connect city pairs that are too short to fly and too far to drive. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I know we've been talking about Brightline for a while now, and wanted to update you guys on that. It's officially
my experience from Miami to West Palm Beach was really incredible. Really liked it a lot. I would definitely recommend it. Just we talked a little bit about it in the pre-show. Just I don't think that the single station at the Central Florida Airport is really very practical for getting around. So,
yep. And let's see. Mike and Rihanna says, what ports are you going to, Scott?
Oh, some really wonderful ports. He's got a good itinerary.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's a really great itinerary. We are going to, right now we're in Newport, Rhode Island. So this is our first port. Tomorrow, Boston, Massachusetts. I'm really looking forward to running all around Boston tomorrow. The following day, from Boston, we go up to St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Then after that, we actually come back down to the U.S. So for some crazy reason, we actually have 2 Canadian customs forms that we have to submit because we're leaving the country, coming back to the country, and leaving the country again. So, so after St. John, New Brunswick, we come back down to Portland, Maine. Then after that, we have a day at sea. The next day, we arrive in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. And then the following day, we are in Prince Edward Island, Canada. That is the reason why my wife is with me. She has been dying to go to Prince Edward Island since she was a little girl. Her favorite TV show from when she was young was filmed there and depicted there. It was called Anne of Green Gables. She loved that show. And we are actually on a 4 or 5 hour Anne of Green Gables tour in Prince Edward Island. So that will be on October 1st. And then we have 2 days at sea sailing back to Brooklyn, arriving on September 4th. Or I'm sorry, October 4th. So.
And Cruising on the High Seas and Travel says, Sherry, what is your dining time for this upcoming cruise in 33 days?
It's early.
Might that be the OG Booze Cruise?
Yes.
I went through the roll call yesterday, and we got some great creators coming on this cruise. I really did. I went in, shopping on Shipmate just to see who was cruising with us, and
that's really good people.
Yes, and I know that all of them are probably not on Shipmate. That I was trying to see how many creators we had coming, but I don't know. Shipmate might be lacking in who's coming, but we got some great content coming out of that cruise.
We have early dining.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mike, we'll be at 3 Canadian ports this cruise. We're looking forward to it for sure. So.
That is wonderful.
That's right.
I've been to St. John, New Brunswick before. I've also been to Sydney, Nova Scotia before. However, my wife has not been to either.
And speaking of which, Elizabeth says, "Oh, the beds are extremely firm on this ship."
Oh my God! Listen, first of all, she told the cabin steward we needed 8 pillows, right? I was cracking up last night. I was looking back here at the stack of pillows that were up here, and I was like, did he put like a vegetable underneath them or what? So
Right.
Princess and the Pea, but yeah, I mean, crazy. And then she asked him. She said the beds were too hard. She sleeps on. I won't go into it, but anyway, she sleeps on like very soft bed at home. So
Yep.
she doesn't like a firm bed. I don't mind a firm bed, but she didn't like it. He put a bunch of pads down on her side of the bed, and she said it was still too hard. What are you gonna do?
That'll work.
But I use a lot of pillows too, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And let's see. We are all caught up in the chat. Oh, no, we're not. Traveling with Tinkerbell says, get you some butter toast. It'll make it all right. I promise you, it will. It will, man. It'll make all of that right.
It's comfort food.
It's comfort food.
Butter toast.
Yeah, comfort food.
Butter toast.
And Scott has a question for everybody on the panel and also the chat. It says, what is your fastest and or slowest embarkation?
Yeah, so again, I was trying not to spoil it through the thing, but so far, my smoothest, fastest embarkation was this one. MSC Maravilla at Brooklyn Cruise Terminal. It was absolutely the most painless. I mean, it was just incredible. There was, if I had anything to complain about at all, they had a lot of queue lines set up that were not needed, and it would have been nice if somebody who was standing there would have simply just pulled a rope and let you go kind of straight through them. But instead, they made us go all the way through, even though there was nobody in line. They made a bunch of people do that. But again, that was not a big deal at all. But it was literally you just kept going along the way. Everybody was super friendly and nice, and the check-in process was amazing, and they handed you your keys. I mean, we just walked on the ship. Absolutely incredible experience from the time we were picked up at the hotel in Brooklyn to the time we walked on the ship. It was hands down just the most incredible experience. Prior to that, the best experience I had was Carnival Celebration in Miami. Again, a very similar experience where you just kind of just walked to each point, and at each point it was painless and fast, and you just kind of kept on going on. And of course, if you don't know, or a lot of people do know, the worst experience I have had has been
Norfolk.
Carnival Magic in Norfolk, Virginia, and Carnival Magic just several months later at the Manhattan Cruise Terminal, followed up by the MSC Maravilla in Central Florida. That was also hands down a horrible, terrible experience. It took me nearly 5 hours to get on board there. The line was tripled back on itself. And it was even worse getting off. I literally had to sit on the ship for at least 4 hours until it was clear enough to get off. And then when I got off the ship, they were directing people in the wrong direction and everything else. Again, that is the company that MSC or that Port Canaveral contracted to use, because when I came back a week after that, this was last October, when it came back a week after that and got on the Harmony of the Seas, the experience was night and day different, and it was still Port Canaveral. So yeah, definitely my best and worst experiences so far. And if my November and January and February experiences in Red Hook, New York are anything like this one, I am so looking forward to that, because it was an amazingly fast, easy, and efficient process.
Nice.
That's nice.
Eddie?
Well, it's been great for me. I mean, the last 3 cruises, I cannot complain. Since I'm handicapped, I get to board right after the Haven people. My last 3 cruises has been with NCL, and like I said, every time we popped in the twice in New York, And once in New Orleans, the moment they saw me with a walker, I mean, I was right in. I was brought in. I mean, no waste. This one in NOLA, we waited for a while before the boarding process began. But once the boarding process began, they brought in the Haven first, and of course, then Handicap, which I happened to be there with Alice. We happened to be in the right spot when we got called in, and I had Cruz next to us, and I grabbed Mike. I said, "Mike, come on, you're part of my group." And then the guy that was bringing us in says, "Four," and I say, "Yes." And Mike and his wife, uh, Tracy, they're both looking at me like, "Okay." I said, "Come on, you're with me, so we're going in," and we get in, and then eventually the rest of the crew. But I have no complaints. Being handicapped, it has its advantages, and it happens even flying. And so far, in every cruise that I've been to,
Mhm.
I get to go board at the beginning. Disembarkation, I just wait for the last. I like to be last in the group to get out. But embarkation, I mean, I'm there in the first group, so I've been
Yeah.
happy so far. So far, so good.
Mhm.
Well, that's good. I know for me, Port Canaveral was really, really fast and made my head spin. It really did. But Miami, on the other hand, had it not been for that extra lineup where the dog could sniff your bag, we didn't even get to visit the Diamond and Platinum Lounge. We walked straight through it and went straight upstairs. So it's like, but we were also the first people in the terminal. You know, um, our experiences here in Galveston are much slower. There's always a second check-in area where you have to show them your passport again and, do all of that. And then you got to stop and take your picture again. So it's like Galveston is much slower than Miami and Port Canaveral.
We do things slower in Texas.
Yep, slow, very slow compared to those Florida ports, man. Those Florida ports definitely have it down. As far as disembarkation, because I insist on putting all of our bags out in the hallway if we have more than one, um, it doesn't really feel like priority because you see all these people parading in front of you. It's like, okay, you got your own bags. Okay, bye. And then we're all stuffed in this room. I will never forget that. That was just terrible. It was a bad representation of what priority feels like. But I think I have convinced ourselves to just bring one big bag, and just carry it off the ship. So that'll be a little faster for us, if that comes true.
If
If
because I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, 2 days before the cruise, she's going to add 2 more bags, and then that'll put me to have to put the bags out in the hallway. So we'll have to see how that goes. What about you, babe?
I mean,
Go ahead, Scott, because I'm not.
no, I was just going to say, look, Beth, I agree with that. Beth and I, we both said to each other this time, oh, boy, we just failed again at paring down on this cruise. Now, part of the problem is that we were going on a cold weather cruise, so we definitely had to bring some, heavier, like some sweaters and things like that or whatever. It wasn't, so we definitely failed this time. I normally bring a big bag and a carry-on size. This time I brought a big bag and a medium-sized bag. So did my wife, and they were both stuffed to the gills. And it was rough, especially on the Amtrak where you have to wrestle it all the way. Even a big bag, you have to wrestle it all the way up into kind of like the overhead bin because there's no place to put the particular line that we were taking on Amtrak did not have a baggage car, so you have to take it on and put it up. It was rough. So we're hoping definitely in October when we get on Wonder of the Seas to really be successful in paring things down, especially since we're going to have a weekend. I'm going to have a weekend between my MSC and the Wonder at a resort in Orlando where I'll have a washer and dryer, so I'll be able to do laundry. So
that's what's up. Ground Tech Master Angelo has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Also, Journeys with June and Brady have answered the question. Charleston, 30 minutes on, 15 minutes off.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
so I had a pretty good experience in Charleston as well. I was on Carnival Sunshine out of Charleston. I flew down there the day before and got on or whatever. It wasn't a terrible experience. The thing I didn't like about Charleston, though, is you had to check in inside this warehouse and then get on a bus. And they took you like maybe, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes away to this tiny little building. But it was pretty efficient.
That's
The
different.
thing. But yeah,
That's
it
different.
definitely was different.
Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has asked us a question. He's thinking about doing anytime dining on the booze cruise, and he wants our thoughts on if it's a good or a bad idea.
We love it. It's probably the other thing about MSC that we don't love. They don't have any time MSC. It's either early or late. So we of course picked early, but we are firm anytime, your time, my time dining, no matter what line we're on. If it's offered, we do it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's good. That's food for thought. We always do early dining because we're early people. Well, she's an early person.
Because I'm a diabetic and
After we eat, it's pretty much, go back to the room and Jeremy goes gallivanting about the ship. That's what I do. I gallivant after dinner. Try to walk off some of those calories.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, Cheryl. If you're gonna be buddy with Alice, you better get ready to walk.
Okay.
Likes to walk.
You know what? It's a smaller ship, though. Captain Billy J just took us through a whole entire thing. We watched Captain's tour last night of the Glory. We always do this.
Yeah.
We watch tours. We watch from multiple channels, get multiple
But his was
comprehensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a really good tour of the Glory if you want to check that out. And beautiful ship. But it's also
I'm gonna be able to keep up. I'm gonna be able to keep up with Alice this time.
Yeah.
So get ready.
It's a small ship.
Yeah, Glory was my second Carnival cruise. My first one was Valor, which is the same ship, basically. So Valor and Glory were my first and second Carnival cruises. It's been a while since I've been on them, but definitely a smaller ship, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's very small. It's like 2,700 and something max.
Yeah.
I read all about it before I even watched
And
Billy
Bone Talk Traveler says we do anytime dining.
Yep.
And they got a lot of bags.
And even when you're on the anytime, my time, your time, whatever line is calling it, even when you're on that dining, the dining room really will do as much as they can to try to put you in the same seat, like at the same table and stuff like that, as much as possible, right? So especially if you show up kind of at the same time every day, even though you have that window, a lot of people still tend to show up around the same time. They will do their best to accommodate you. It doesn't always happen, but and if that's the case, then it's really very similar to a fixed dining time.
And speaking of cruising, I believe Eddie has a couple of them that he was keeping secret, but let's hear about it.
Which one are you going to talk about first?
October 28, 2024. Living out of Tampa on the Carnival Paradise. We're going to Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman. 6 days. Going out there, my man. Out there. Any info. Bless you. Cabin reservations and everything else, please get in touch with Bruce at Ocean Touch and Travel to get your cabin as soon as possible. There's a lot of creators going on this one. Next year, all of us are going to be in it. House of X are going to be in charge of a couple of elegant nights. Carnival will have a costume contest. We're going to be doing some different activities. Mike and Rihanna have a Facebook group where you could find all the stuff that is happening. So please get in touch with the Facebook group. Come in over and join it. Be part of it. Ask questions and find out whatever you need to know. And if anything, please call Bruce, like I said, at Ocean Touch and Travel, and get your reservation going.
Booze Cruise 2024. Hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios, out of Tampa, Florida. Port of calls, Key West, Florida. Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Aboard the Carnival Paradise. Join us for this great cruise, October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact Bruce@ocean2oceantravel.com.
And January 26th, 2025, this homeboy here will be celebrating his 60th birthday. Yeah, baby. This eye candy face here that you see. This old man will be 60 in January 26th, 2025. That's right, believe it or not. I still got him, baby. On the Norwegian Viva, we're going. Living out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, to 7 ports on 7 days. No sea days. You're going to hit the ABC Islands, all 3 of them. Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to go to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, hitting San Lucia, St. Kitts, and going back to Puerto Rico. Yeah, baby. You're going to be there. And I'll probably stay another week after we get back from the cruise. I got to go see family and stuff like that. So,
Right.
So I'm going to be celebrating big. I'm going to be there with Alice. She's coming along with me too. This is her cruise. So even though it's my birthday that we're celebrating, but it's our cruise. So you want to hop on the Alice Lugo Studios first cruise? Check it out.
I'm trying to tell you. It's the best one yet.
Caribbean Conquest 2025. Hosted by Eddie and Alice Lugo Studios, out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Aboard the Norwegian Viva. Ports of call: Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, St. Lucia, St. Kitts. Come join us for this great cruise, January 26th, February 2nd, 2025. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com.
You know, before we let the people go today, Cruising on the High Seas and Travel has an announcement for you, Eddie. Just so you know, I'll have the fastest lap time, and it doesn't matter what you say. We'll just wait and see. LOL.
Well, I'll be in the Prima, and I'm going to be in the Norwegian Viva. Both of them have racetracks. The Glory, unfortunately, the Glory doesn't have one.
Nope.
But you're more than welcome to come on and pop in any one of them. The Prima will be in the Prima in January 26th this year, celebrating my 59th birthday, and my 60th on the Viva next year on the 25th. So, anybody wants to challenge me on racetrack, come on down.
But there's a caveat to that. You got to knock Alice out of the way of the boost button in order to make it happen. That is
Alice won't make it.
Yeah, that is the secret.
She'll be in the. She's gonna be on the grades where they're going me. Telling me to win. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming back into the show. We always appreciate you and your comments. Thank you to our 2 new members. Let me see. I gotta go back over here. Midlife Travels and Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We definitely appreciate it. Welcome into the shenanigans. And everybody take care of each other out there.
No. Hold on.
We got to see who's coming on.
Oh, yeah. For the rest of the day. My bad. I almost forgot.
He's too excited.
I'm watching time.
Following us at 11 o'clock in the morning will be Desert Adventures in Arizona. At 1 p.m. Eastern, Roy and Becky's Travels. The Bug Files will have a premiere 5 p.m. Moonlight Adventures at 7 p.m. Eastern. Cruise Nuts will have a premiere tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Followed by 8 o'clock tonight, we have Luggage Will Travel and House of X Entertainment premiere at 8 p.m. And closing the night with the Vineyard Chicks Homestead at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight.
That's what's up.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Yeah, hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And never, ever forget, we love you. Good morning. Stay warm and eat butter toast.
Oh, look.